This week we are talking about fruits and vegetables. So we're going to do a couple quick and easy recipes to show you how you can use those fruits and vegetables into lots of different things. So we're going to start off by making a smoothie, and then you're going to watch a salsa video as well. All right. So I've got my blender out. This is the tool I'm going to use to make my smoothie. This is really, really fast. But please make sure you pay attention. There'll be a few questions on your quiz based on what I'm doing here. All right. So got my blender. Everything's attached. I'm going to take my lid off. We are going to use frozen pineapple chunks, frozen mango chunks, a banana, some fresh spinach, orange juice, and some ice. Those are our ingredients. I'll post the recipe online so you can look at it. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and measure 2/3 cup of frozen pineapple chunks. So I have my 1/3 cup here. So I need 2/3. So I'm going to measure this one twice. So we've got 1. And 2. All right, then I need 1 full cup of mango chunks. Now, I'm going to do a little math here. I'm just going to use the same measuring cup. So if I have 1/3 of a cup right here, and I need to get a full cup, I'm going to want to measure this 3 different times. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I need a banana. I have my banana right here, so I'm going to peel it. Then I'm going to break it into pieces just to make it easier for my blender to kind of do its thing. So pop some pieces of banana in there. Just like that. Okay. Then I need to add in 2/3 cup of fresh spinach. So I have my spinach leaves right here. And I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of pack those into my cup. So if I need 2/3 cup, I'm going to use this cup twice. Okay, so 1, 2. Now, some of you might be thinking, why on earth are we putting spinach into a smoothie? It actually gives us lots of good vitamins and minerals, and it makes it healthy. You can't taste the spinach. It'll turn it green for sure, but you definitely can't taste it. All right, now I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of orange juice, which I already have measured. And I'm going to put in 1 cup of ice. Okay, then I need to plug in my blender here, put the lid on, and I'm going to turn it on. Okay, so now I have it on. I do need to crush ice, so I'm going to use that speed on my blender. Now, sometimes our blender will get stuck because we are using frozen ingredients. So I'm going to unplug for a second. I'm going to grab a spoon. And I am going to go ahead and just kind of do a little bit of stirring here just to get things kind of moving around. Now, another thing about this smoothie is it does get kind of thick. So if I'm finding that it's maybe a little too thick, I can always add a little bit more orange juice to it as well. Okay, plug my blender back in. And we'll do that again. And we'll just kind of stop and stir and stop and stir. I think I'm going to add a little bit more orange juice to it as well, just to give it a little bit more liquid to kind of move around in there. Okay, we seem to have that mixed. So we'll go ahead and unplug it. I'm just going to take one more stir to make sure that looks great. And then I'm going to just pour it into some cups and enjoy my smoothie. So super quick, super easy. I've got fruits and vegetables in here. I could have this for breakfast. I could have it for a snack. Whenever is good. So there you go. Mango pineapple green smoothie is our smoothie recipe. It'll be posted on Schoology. now we have our smoothies made. Now we're gonna move on to our salsa. And so as you guys learned this week, a tomato is actually a fruit. So this is actually a fruit and vegetable option as well. However, we kind of made a sweeter version with the smoothie. Now we're gonna make a savory version with the salsa. So it's very quick and simple to make this fresh at home. You don't have to have a manual food processor in order to do this, but I want to show you this tool because this is what we would use if we were at school, okay? So this is essentially like a chopper, except that it's got like a little crank, so we'll spin it, and as we spin it, it will chop our ingredients that we put in here. So I'm gonna take my lid off for a second and kind of put it off to the side. We're gonna be putting all of our ingredients inside the manual food chopper, okay? So here are our ingredients. We're gonna use an onion, some cilantro, some grape tomatoes, some garlic, some lemon juice, which I have over here. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and a little bit of salt, okay? We're gonna put all of that in the food processor and let it go. So I'm gonna start off with my tomatoes. Now, normally, when we do this at school, we split the recipe in half. I'm gonna make a full recipe because I know my family will really like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and make all of it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by taking my grape tomatoes and I'm gonna just cut them all in half. So I'm gonna get them cut in half and I'm gonna put them all in my manual food processor. Okay, have my tomatoes in there. I cut them in half because then they'll chop a little bit faster and easier in the manual food processor. Now, I'm just going to show you the knife that I'm using. I want you to be able to tell me which knife this is. Go think way back to the beginning of the semester. And we talked about this blade. It's got some little divots on here to kind of release things so it doesn't stick. This will be a question on your quiz, so remember that this is a Santoku knife. Okay, I'm gonna use this knife and we're gonna do the next piece, and I'm gonna take my jalapeno here and I'm going to cut it up and put it in. Again, I wanna cut it kind of smaller so that I don't have to worry about it chopping up. Now, one thing about working with jalapenos, if I touch any of these seeds and then touch my face, rub my nose, rub my eyes, it's gonna cause me a great deal of pain. Now, if I want my salsa to be spicier, I'm just gonna leave this center here of my jalapeno in it. I'm gonna take it out because hot and spicy things make me cry. So I'm gonna take them out of my salsa. And I'm just gonna use my strawberry color just to kind of clean that out. And get those. So now it's very, very important, even after you've moved on to the next ingredient, to not touch your face, rub your nose, anything in any way, shape, or form. Best thing you can do right now would be to wash your hands. Okay. I'm going to take and cut that into like quarters and put that into my bowl here. All right. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to press in a couple cloves of garlic. So I'm going to stick them in my garlic press because I don't want them to be huge clumps when I taste my salsa. So I'm going to already like squeeze it and get it good. Okay, use my cleaner here to rub that off. So you can see then that that one is already chopped for me. Remember, if you're using a garlic press, you don't have to peel it first. You can dig it out, and then you don't have to worry about smelling like garlic for several days after. Unless, of course, you like that smell, then you do you. All right, got my 2 cloves of garlic in there. All right, and then we've got our garlic in. Now, I want to put in my onion. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to take off the root side. Or I guess that was the top, and then this is the root side. If you have a flat version, that's a good thing, so that you can keep that flat while you're cutting, okay? I'm gonna take it, I just like to cut a little bit down the side. That helps take off all of that skin. And it's okay if you lose a layer of your onion, there's still plenty of it there. Perfect. And then again, I'm going to cut this into smaller chunks so that as I put it into my food processor, it's going to cut up nice and evenly for me. Okay. Then we have a couple more ingredients and then we'll kind of spin it. All right, we're going to put in some fresh cilantro. We already did the jalapeno. I washed this. Now you can use just the leaves. You don't want to have the really thick stems on here, but some of the stem is absolutely just fine. If you're going to measure it in a measuring cup, you just want to pack it in there loosely. Don't shove it in there. Otherwise you'll get too much and you might not enjoy your salsa the same way you would have before. All right, so I'm going to put like 2 quarter cups, also known as a half a cup, inside my manual food processor. And then we'll start spinning. So I'm going to do just a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to put the lid on my manual food processor and start cranking. I forgot my salt. Let's put a little bit of salt in there and my lemon juice. So I just need like a little tiny bit. I'm just going to put some in my hand and kind of sprinkle it in. Just like that. Okay, perfect. All right, and then I need a tablespoon of lemon juice. We'll put that in. Then put our lid on, seal it shut, and we're gonna start cranking. It's gonna be a little bit hard to crank at first because we got a lot of stuff in there. As it starts getting chopped, then it becomes easier to turn the crank. Now, you want to be careful how much you chop it because we don't want to make soup here. We're not looking to make salsa soup. We're looking for kind of a thicker, chunkier salsa, like a pico de gallo, something like that. All right, let's check in how we're doing. Okay, so here's what my salsa looks like so far. I feel like I could probably spin that a little bit more, just to get some of those bigger chunks a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I could probably spin it a little bit more. I see some bigger chunks of the tomato in there. But basically, that's all we have to do. Grab a bag of chips and have some fresh salsa.